welcome to Momogi's Food Fantasy video. I'm Rin, and today we are on the Food Fantasy Japan server. Well, we've been playing on the Food Fantasy Japan server for a while, and now and then we've been getting some questions on how we have so many embers and crystals. I guess especially when we do our gacha. Yeah. So today our video is going to be about on how we save crystals and embers as a free-to-play player. Yep, don't doubt it, we are free-to-play players. Yeah, other than like, as you can see, our paid crystals is 10. That is from back when the server first started over a year ago. We started with getting Monday cards in the first few months. Yeah, so after that we didn't buy anymore. So yeah, we've been free to play since. Yeah, as you can see on the screen, the crystals are all still here for the bonuses. The crystal bonuses. It's all the first time buys. We've just been accumulating crystals and embers through our daily activities, and that's what we are going to talk about today. So let's start with crystals. So for crystals, well, here are some of our fixed sources of crystals. We start with daily missions. So daily missions, we usually complete all daily missions, well not all, but the daily missions that gives us crystals every day. And that gives us 50 crystals a day. Yeah, total of 50. So with this 50 crystals times 28 days, that gives us 1,400 crystals a month. Yep. And after that, there is Airship ranking. Okay, so Airship ranking is once a week, and we send Airship every 8 hours. We usually set a timer, or if we need to, we also use crystals to call back the Airship so that we can send it every 8 hours and don't waste the hours in between. And with that, with our diligent sending, we get into usually top 200 ranking each week, and that gives us 500 crystals. So 1 week, 500 crystals multiplied by 4 weeks, that gives us, in 1 month, we have 2,000 crystals. And next, there is another ranking where we get crystals from, and that is from the World Boss. Yep, on the Japan server, World Boss ranking is based on guild performance. So it's actually 3 times a week we fight the World Boss, usually on Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. And so from this we get crystals for the ranking rewards. And the guild that we are in since the start of the server, very luckily, is currently the #1 guild for World Boss ranking. And so, yep, we do get crystals of 300. Yeah, we get 300 crystals. No, we get 100 crystals, sorry. We get 100 crystals each time, and that is 300 crystals in 1 week. So yeah, 1 month, that is 1,200 crystals. So in total, from the 3 items, it is 4,600 crystals in 1 month. Next, let's talk about the variable income of crystals. So these are sources which they happen regularly, but the number of crystals that we get from them is not fixed. So the first one that we want to talk about is Airship. Yep. So other than the ranking, the regular Airship also has crystal drops, and these crystal drops are 19 each time. So let us just assume that we get the crystal drop once a day. That is 19 a day, and that would be 532 in 1 month. There's also a long-term event on the Japan server for fruit tart. So fruit tart gives us chests each week. And the last time we opened 4 chests, we got 10 crystals. So there's a chance of getting a crystal drop. So let's assume it's 10 crystals for 1 month. And the total from that is 542 crystals from our variable crystal source. So 4,600 plus 542 gives us 5,142. Yep. So in 1 month, that is from our regular sources, we get 5,000, around between 4,600 to 5,142, or sometimes more depending on the variable source. But other than that, of course, there are also the irregular sources of crystals like events. So there are like login bonuses. Like recently we have like quite a slew of login bonuses. Maybe they think that we need more crystals and embers to cheer us up during this period, and they've been giving login bonuses. We've gotten quite a lot from it. And then of course, there's also compensation. Yes, because there are numerous bugs on the Japan server. We've been getting quite a bit of crystals from compensation. I guess to soothe our hurt feelings, and sometimes it's real hurt, like inconvenience. So usually there will be a mail that says, "Sorry for the inconvenience caused. Here you go, have some crystals." So we get crystals from that as well. So 5,142 crystals in 1 month. That's actually pretty much. Quite a lot, isn't it? And not much. There's never too much. But it's, quite a lot. So, and that's how we save to the 30k that we currently have. So that's for crystals. On to embers. So for embers, similar to crystals, let's start with missions. This time it's guild missions. We do get quite a lot of embers from our guild activities. And yes, the first one is guild missions. They gave us 40 embers daily. So 40 embers daily is a total of 1,120 in a month. Other than guild missions, because of our activities in the guild, we get enough items to buy things in the guild shop, and we can get 150 embers from the guild shop. So that gives us 150 a day, gives us 4,200 in a month. The guild shop refreshes a few times that we get enough currency for once a day, to buy the embers once a day. And our guild is also active enough that we get the guild contribution rewards every day. So that is an easy 40 embers a day and 1,120 in 1 month. So these 3 items added together is 6,440 for the month. So our guild, our active guild, is also active in Guild War. And more active than other guilds out there, it seems, because we also usually succeed in both winning the attack as well as defense. So we manage to fight and win the opponent, and the opponents usually don't get past our defenses either. So that usually gives us 150 embers for each successful Guild War session. And there are 2 Guild War sessions in 1 week. So that is 300 embers for attack and 300 embers for defense in 1 week. And a total of 1,200 for attack and 1,200 for defense in 1 month. And more from Guild War is the season ranking. So at the end of the season, which is 4 weeks, there are ranking rewards by guild. And because our guild is so enthusiastic about Guild War, and it's also it seems like the other top guilds have given up. Well, I mean, at the start everyone was pretty enthusiastic. But it seems like in the past sometimes we get number 2 as well. But seems like the other guilds have given up. So we usually get number 1 now. Well, I mean, they are active in other areas, just not Guild War, it seems. So for getting number 1 in Guild War, for the season ranking, we get 3,000 embers in a month. So these 3 items added together is 5,400 embers. Other than that, other than all the guild activities, our other fixed sources for embers include the restaurant fame event. Yeah, restaurant fame ranking. Yeah, only fame, because on the Japan server, there's still no goal ranking. It's only fame ranking. Yeah. So yeah, the fame ranking, we currently usually get the top 200, which gives us 500 embers a week. We used to go higher than that, as in at the start we really built up our restaurant right from the start, and we would sell pineapple juice. That is the top fame getter, pineapple juice. That's really hardcore replenishing because it sells really fast, so that's why it gets fame very quickly as well. So, and we got the top fame waiters as well. Yeah, cheese, oden. Yeah. So we built up our fame, and at one point we were successful enough to get number 1 in the restaurant fame ranking. Yay! Yeah, we're really proud of that. That was really an accomplishment through hard work. Yes. And well, after all the effort and after we got the avatar and frame for number 1, we were like, well, we've reached the top, so we decided to retire and go easy. And so now we are selling winter melon soup bowl, which gives us an easier pace of life and still allows us to get up 200. So yeah, that gives us a fairly alright for 500 embers a week. And 1 month that is 2,000 embers. And well, for restaurant, you can also share on social media, your restaurant page, as well as other pages. The social media sharing allows us to get 150 embers a week. Yeah, so whether it is the restaurant decor, or sometimes when you do gacha and you can share your food soul drops, there are quite a number of things that you can share really. Yeah, so share once a week and you can get 150 embers. That's a really easy way to get embers. And that gives us 600 embers in 1 month. So these 2 items in total gives us 2,600 embers a month. And okay, so that is for our fixed sources of embers. Let's talk about our variable sources. So these are ember sources which we get regularly, but there's no fixed amount to it. So one of these is the tip store. So sometimes there are embers that appear in the tip store, and the tip store refreshes 4 times a day. So we make sure that we catch every single refresh so that we can buy the things that we want. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we also get stamina because we are saving stamina for artifacts. Yeah, food soul artifacts. So yes, when we see embers, we grab it. And if we assume that we get embers once a day, let's say in 1 month we can get 280 embers from the tip store. And the next source is from fishing grounds. So for fishing grounds, well, I have no idea how they manage to fish embers from water, assuming that we are in the water. Or maybe not, since we are surrounded by clouds. So, but anyway, we get embers sometime from the fishing grounds. And let's assume we get 5 embers a day, just a rough assumption. And in 1 month, we'll get around 140 embers. Other than this, there is Airship. Back to Airship. So Airship has random crystal drops, right? As we mentioned earlier. It also has random ember drops. So it's also 19 embers each time it drops. And so let's assume that it is around 19 a day. In 1 month, we get 532. And the total of these 3 items is 952 for 1 month. And there's more. So one more thing is for hard stage swims. So in hard stage, there's a chance that we'll get embers as drops. And we usually sweep it 3 times a day, just enough to do one of the daily missions. Because we are still conserving our stamina for artifacts, as we mentioned. Yeah, assuming we should hard stage 3 times a day and we get a drop, 1 drop, that's like 3 embers. And 3 embers a day would be around 84 in 1 month. We also can get embers from exploration. Yeah, so we also always maximize our sending of exploration. When something comes back, a team comes back, we'll send the next team out. And if we see embers, we'll send for them. Yeah. So let's assume that we get embers around 50 a week. That gives us 200 a month. And in total, that is 284 from hard stage trips and exploration. So if we add all of that up, all the ember sources that I mentioned earlier, we'll get 15,676 embers in 1 month. That's suddenly a lot, eh? Yeah. So if you're wondering how we save so much embers, yeah, it's really by building up all these little sources and accumulating them to get this big amount. Yeah. So, and of course, other than our regular sources, there's similar to crystals, there are also the events, login bonuses, etc. that gives us embers. Yeah. And that is for saving it, right? There's also that we are very careful when we spend embers and crystals. So when we spend them, we are very selective on what we spend on. Usually like, yeah, you can call us a Scrooge, eh? We're really thrifty on what we spend on for our crystals and embers. So like when we look at like ranking events, etc., or events that get us foot souls, we'll choose which ones we want. Like we make sure that we want the foot soul, it's useful to us, that we are confident of getting 5-star on it. Because like at this stage of the game, like later in the game, it's important, we want to be able to get 5-star to compete with the rest. So to make sure that it's useful to us. Anything less than 5-star isn't that useful for us anyway. So some foot souls may still be useful depending on their users, as in they may still have skills and that we'll find useful in a team. But in general, we'll try to get 5-star. Yeah, for example, foot souls like ram and turkey that we have built up, even though they are less than 5-star, but they have their users, so we still use them now too. Okay, so we'll choose these foot souls and then also consider the mechanics of the event and see, okay, are we sure that we'll get what we want after spending the crystals that we are planning to spend? So we do calculations as well to make sure that we are confident of getting the rewards that we want. So yeah, and if we can't get what we want with our budget that we set aside for it, then we just go, nah, I mean it's useful, but we don't want to waste money doing a half-hearted attempt at it. Yeah. So we don't want to waste our crystals getting a not so useful version of the foot soul. And of course, other than ranking events, there's also the gacha where we use embers. So we also have a few videos, right, that we have 5-star tooling for 5-star foot souls on gacha, and people are asking how do we have so many embers saved up? So yeah, like how we just illustrated on the embers that we get with all our daily activities, we save these all up and only spend on selected gachas. So we make sure similarly that we get 5 stars, they are useful, and then we spend them in one go. Yeah. And basically, if we can't be sure that we'll get a 5-star from the gacha, we just don't spend on the gacha. Yeah. So yeah, it's really all about saving and resisting the urge to spend on all the beautiful things. So yeah, that's how we do it for saving crystals and embers as a free-to-play player for our account. It's a tough life, but it's a rewarding one, I believe. So you enjoyed our video? Like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!